Well, it's the time of year where we really start to crave comfort foods. Gina Sunderland, a dietitian with Manitoba Chicken, joins me today. Well, actually, I'm joining you in your kitchen, so thanks for having me here.
My pleasure.
Gina, you've always got some spectacular recipes, and this time of year we are looking for something a little bit heartier, aren't we?
Right. Yeah, as the seasons change, it gets a little cooler out, the days are shorter, we certainly start to change our appetite. We start to crave those more comforting foods. And you know, it's also really fun to prep those comforting foods too. I love on a Sunday afternoon to make a few different recipes to power me through that busy week. So I think there's just something nice about providing these types of recipes for your family, any fall table or winter table. So we've got two super recipes for Manitoba Chicken, Terry.
I'm pretty excited about this one. I love shepherd's pie.
Me too.
It's one of my favorite dishes, but you've got an interesting take on it. So tell me what we've done here.
Yes. Well, this is our chicken and sweet potato pie, Terry, and it can be all made in one dish, and it uses lean ground chicken. So I love having a couple pounds of lean ground chicken in my freezer as a staple. So what you do is you brown your lean ground chicken with an onion. You add a little bit of cumin, coriander, a hint of cinnamon, and once it's cooked, you add in a cup of frozen peas. And while you're browning that, you can have in your oven at about 400 degrees or your microwave, just poke a little holes in your sweet potatoes. So about 5 medium sweet potatoes. You just scoop out the flesh, and then I'm going to get you started with this absolutely delicious filling. So to the mashed sweet potatoes, so we've got this awesome spin on shepherd's pie, healthy lean ground chicken, healthy sweet potatoes, a cup of ricotta cheese.
Okay, that's what I'm just going to add
mix that in. Yeah. And then you're going to add 2 tablespoons of melted butter and about half a teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of pepper. You just mix that together, you put it on top, and this goes in the oven at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. And you know, you can get this filling ready the day before, and it just makes supper so much easier for your family.
All right, so while I'm mixing up this one, I want you to tell us about this next dish.
Okay, so one of my absolute favorites too is our herbed buttermilk chicken. And I love this one because the buttermilk infuses flavor into the chicken and it tenderizes the chicken. And this uses skin on bone-in chicken, so very economical choice and just so juicy and tender. So you start with a cup of buttermilk.
And we were just talking off camera that there are substitutes to this if you don't have buttermilk on hand.
That's right. So you can take a cup of milk and add a tablespoon of acid. So vinegar, lemon juice, lime juice, give it a stir, let it sit for a few minutes, and away you go. So I'm going to show you how to make this with buttermilk. I like to buy the 3% buttermilk. It's a little creamier. So I'm going to add a tablespoon of olive oil. I'm going to add a little bit of honey, so a tablespoon of honey. And a tablespoon of Dijon mustard, so you can just see how
nice zing.
This marinade has flavor. Fresh, you can use fresh rosemary, but if you don't have fresh rosemary, you can certainly use a tablespoon of dry, a little bit of paprika, tablespoon of garlic, and all this just really adds flavor. So we've got half a teaspoon of thyme, half a teaspoon of sage, marjoram, or oregano, half a teaspoon, a little bit of salt and pepper.
Just a matter of mixing this up and pouring it over top?
You got it.
What are we baking this at?
We are baking this at 400 degrees for about 60 to 90 minutes. When I use the skin on bone in chicken breast, I bake for about 90 minutes. And when I use the thighs, they're a little smaller, so it's ready in about 60 minutes. You just whisk that together. And Terry, this is so simple. You just pour this over your chicken. This can sit in the fridge overnight, so when you get home, you can just pop it in the oven and you won't be disappointed. This creamy sauce is just delicious.
All right.
So these two are absolutely delicious comfort foods, and you can find these recipes and more at manitobachicken.ca.
And of course, the link is there on our website. Gina, a couple of great dishes. We put them together so quickly. Thanks so much for these.
Thanks, Terry. Happy fall.
Same to you.
Brought to you by Manitoba Chicken. Discover delicious and nutritious recipes at manitobachicken.ca.